This is a video that shows how to draw a circle with dynamic input and display coordinates turned on from AutoCAD 2020 through AutoCAD 2023. In AutoCAD 2020, starting the circle command, I could then select at any point intersection anywhere on the graphic screen and then drag it out, and if I prefer to mark that as 3'8", I could type 3'8", and I could repeat that again, and again starting from this intersection I could again drag that out. Notice that it starts off at a very small dimension all the way throughout to a larger dimension relative to the point where the circle begins, the radius begins, to where I want it to end. So in this case I'm going to mark that as 4 feet. And notice that the circle radius is set now at 4 feet, and again I'll repeat the circle command. Regardless of what the circle radius is set at, I could again begin with a starting point of the center of a circle being a small number as I drag it out to where I actually want it to end. In this case I can mark that at, let's say, 7 feet. The same can be done in AutoCAD 2021. Again, beginning with the circle command, I could begin at any location as a center, and it starts off at 0, and I'll drag it out. And notice also that because I have display coordinates turned on to and set as number 2, that also will show me the dimensions matching with what is shown at the dynamic input level. So see how they match, 4'6" and 4'6". Let's say that's what I want, 4'6". And now again the circle radius is set now at 4'6", but regardless of what that setting is, I could continue my circle command, selecting again anywhere on the screen as the starting point as the circle or the radius of the circle, and as I drag it out from 0 out to a location where I want to set, let's say 5 foot, and now that circle set as 5 foot, and you could check that by right mouse click and checking in the quick properties to see what the radius is, and sure enough it's set as 5 foot, regardless again of what the circle radius is set at initially. The same can be done in AutoCAD 2022. Again, beginning with the circle command and selecting anywhere on the screen to begin my starting point for the radius, and once I click that, you can see as the dynamic input drags out, the dimensions change, and that dimension change also is reflected again on the coordinate display area down here, matching. So you have both matching locations as to if there is any discrepancy as what really is or should be the dimension of the radius, you could compare. And 1'11", so I want 2 feet. And again, to double check, you right mouse click on that, check on the quick properties, and the radius is 2 feet, and that will be also the circle rad variable as well. And I'm going to repeat the circle command, and regardless of what the circle radius set as 2 feet, I will begin at anywhere in the radius. It will start as 0, not 2 feet, and as I drag it out, and let's say this time I'm going to accept that, and I click, and it will be a 3-foot circle. And again, I could check that by looking at the quick properties, and sure enough it's a 3-foot radius circle. Lastly, the same is done in AutoCAD 2023, and I'll begin with the circle radius variable now set at 4. Regardless of what that variable is set at, it's not going to affect the dynamic input dimension that is shown. As you can see, as I drag out, it changes. And let me repeat that again, and I'm going to check again the circle radius just to see that that is now the new circle radius dimension, but based on the radius I've drawn for the circle. But again, regardless of what that is, I could repeat the circle command, select anywhere on the screen to begin my radius, and as I drag it out, it's going to increase my 0, regardless of what the circle radius is, to the actual dimension itself. And again, 3'6" is what I want. Now that's a 3'6" circle. Quick properties, 3'6" radius, and again the circle rad variable does match, but regardless of what that is, my next circle that I draw will not depend on that circle radius value to begin my radius. It will always start as 0 as the point of where I select it, all the way as I drag it out to, in this case, 5 foot, and then you can see display coordinates matches wherever I'm dragging it out to as well as a double check. That concludes my video demonstration.